Hey, this is going to be a video about our Victorian stairwell, and we started renovating it in 2024. It's now 2026, but I have filmed sporadically at best, and I'm going to try and put those clips together now in a way that makes sense. If there's a video that I forgot to take, what I'll do is I'll jump on camera and I'll explain that process as best I can. And I'll put the date in the corner of the video. This video is going to be about the preparation, so we'll see the paint being scraped away, and the peel stop being used, and also a little bit of filler and then sanding that back. Part one of I don't know how many, but a few. I hope that it makes sense and I hope that you enjoy it. You might also hear a man's voice or see a man in these videos, and if you do, that's Sam. We had to take a break over the winter because it was too cold and it was also too wet because of condensation in the stairwell. We thought we'd put a video together with what we've discovered, and if that would maybe help others, I thought that's what we'd do for today. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to remove all of the flaky paint. You can see behind me here, we have many patches of removed flaky paint. We used this tool. It's a blade, like a Stanley blade on a long handle, like that, until it's all flat and there's no peely edges. You find, say, an area of flaky paint and you scrape that back. I mean, there's still flakes coming off, so you scrape off as much of the loose stuff as you can. This has just been a good few months of scraping, peeling away. You know, we've got all this kind of scratched off. There's big bits of missing plaster which we'll refill. Here's the walls. I've been scraping away at that bit by bit, and it needs a lot more, but we're getting there. Same with this wall. This wall here. Here's the window. I actually washed that. Looks good. Well, it looks better than it did. Got all the underneaths of the stair to do as well. It's a big job. And then we've got quite a lot started here. Hiya, I thought I'd show you what I'm up to today. More scraping. I've been working on this for a couple of months on and off. I've sort of just scraped there, over there, absolutely everywhere. I thought it's time to do this with more of a process in mind. I started that section up there, and I thought I'll go from the top to the bottom, and that bit's done. That wall, bizarrely, is in really good condition, so that is done. So I've been doing this little section, which is right next to the door, and it is just, it's so boring. I don't know if anyone else went to like an old Victorian school. The building I was in fact maybe it was older than that. It had this specific kind of smell, and you probably know what it is if you've been in old church halls. It is this, see this brown stuff here? It's some kind of old shellac or varnish. You can see it up here as well. And that must have been like the product du jour back then. Paint the edges with a primer product. We've used one called Zinsser Peel Stop. We've used this. You paint that on the edges of the piece that you've scraped away, and that seals it from peeling anymore.
You can see that shine where we've already done the Zinsel.
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of clips of us using the peel stop, and I don't think I've explained properly what it is. It's basically a glue. So if you have a piece of flaky paint where you've scraped it away, it's a good idea after you've done that to use the peel stop. Paint that over scraped away patches. Right in the edges where patches come away, it stops that peel from progressing. Also take the filler easier. It's kind of like a primer and also a glue. Every single patch that you've seen in the videos that's scraped away, every single one of them was painted over with peel stop. It kind of has a shiny coating. You could also use PVA, but I really like the peel stop. Once you've done that and you've let it dry, you can fill the scraped away edges. This one's quite flat, but often you'll have a lot of walls like this. This has taken huge chunks away. Bits of plaster will probably fall away as well. Then you need to not just seal it with the peel stop, you'll then need to put a little bit of filler in there to smooth it out. We've used loads of fillers over the years, but we really like this one now. It's called Toupret. That's excellent. It's so smooth and it's incredibly fine, so when you sand it, you get a really lovely finish.
Anywhere where it's uneven like that, we'll just get that filler in there. Anywhere where there's been a chip or a crack or a flake, just come in with the filler, fill that off. And obviously after this is dried, sand that back, and then all that will be left is a very flat surface.
Okay, this wall here is a really good example of the Toupret filler. All of those white patches that you can see, that's where we've Toupret'd. This area here would be where a very large flake of paint would have come away, and also bits of plaster that had blown and separated from the wall. So what we do is you Toupret over the edges and then sand it so that when I run my finger over that, it's now completely flat. And then once that's been sanded and it's all flat, you then put more of the Zinsser peel stop over the top, and that seals it in. So that's how you would prime the wall for paint. So now that I'm in this windowsill, I'll just turn round, sand just in the house. So yeah, there's our landing. And these little bits underneath the stairs, they're almost completely finished with the preparation. And that wall down there is almost completely done as well. We really are getting there. This bit up here that's quite tricky, I'll show you. The very, very top here, you've basically got this piece of wall from the stairwell, and then that tiny little section of ceiling. I've been trying to fill that, and I'm just using my finger and a little tool, and we're getting there. And I'll just take you downstairs because we've got all this down here as well. All of this wall. And this. And this. All the white patches are where we've been to praying. And here, all the way up to here. Something I forgot to mention in the videos was scrim tape. It strengthens cracks. You would add a little bit of this scrim tape and then you put the filler on top of it. It's got these little ridges. See, it's like a mesh. The plaster sticks, or the filler, whatever you're using, that sticks into the little mesh. It stops the crack from kind of opening up, and it really helps if you've got quite a deep crack. The filler will just fall out, like it needs something to adhere to. And the back of this scrim tape is kind of sticky, so you put that on the wall, over the crack, sticky side across. Then you get the filler and you squeeze that onto the scrim tape, and it goes through all the little mesh pieces, and it holds the filler in place.
Sanding back all the filler that we did, because it's now nice and even.
So you can see how sturdy it is why we've not filmed a lot of this, because it's just really messy. Oh yeah. I also want to mention that you might wonder why we're sanding by hand. We're either using normal sandpaper or the little blocks that are the square shape with the sandpaper around the edges. The reason that we're doing that is because the toupee is so fine and it's been filled very lightly that if we were to use anything that was too harsh, like a power sander, that could take out all of the filler and it would undo our hard work. And also it's because at the time that we started sanding, we didn't have a shop vac. So we have a power sander, but if we were to turn that on, it would just absolutely coat the whole stair in dust. It would be stoury beyond belief. Once we got the shop vac, we were able to attach our power sander to the nozzle so that that was vacuuming away the stour as it was sanding. The way we've accessed all of the height of this is just with ladders. I also had a platform welly which I wore, and that helped give me an extra 2-inch boost. There was one area that was really hard to reach, underneath of the stairs at the very bottom. Luckily my dad had a huge ladder that was able to reach, but we got every crevice. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that. There'll be more videos soon.